Thank you all for joining us today. It was interesting when Rick asked me to provide the State of the City address. I have to admit that I have never watched one, and I wasn't sure exactly what was expected. And so I looked into it a little bit and came up with what I thought is the best approach. And I invited Councilor Zotti with me as the president of the council, not only because of that role, but because of his history and experience. And so I thought we would do this as a sort of joint venture. So with that, I'll begin. I want to acknowledge the members of our City Council, County Commission, and State Legislature who are joining us today. I am grateful for their partnership and interest in the state of our city. Additionally, I appreciate the business and community members joining us in the Rock Springs Chamber of Commerce for arranging this opportunity. Our community relies on the cooperation and collaboration between federal, state, and local partners, working together with the citizens and industries of our city and county. Your presence here speaks to your commitment to being engaged with our government, and more importantly, to the future of our city. We can't look to the future without understanding our past. Over the last 135 years, our city has grown, floundered, exploded, and shrunk. We have come together to support each other, and we've been at each other's throats. What we have never been is weak. We have grown together and contributed disproportionately to the success of our great state of Wyoming. Founded to extract coal and feed the Union Pacific Railroad in its mandate to unite our nation, we have always been a community of doers, unafraid to put in the work needed to succeed. Those opportunities that caused our city to grow despite the challenging environment brought people from every corner of the earth together to create our home of 56 nationalities. We are rightfully proud of who we are and rest easy in the knowledge that adversity and challenges are old hat to us and are just a different way of saying opportunity. Our resiliency is an asset whose importance cannot be overstated. With the war on our mineral and energy production industries, we are facing an existential threat that will test our ability as a community to innovate. As our community is tested by these monumental changes, so is our city government. The test of effective city government is not simply in our city's survival. It rests in strengthening our city and improving people's lives. So if you all think about that for just a moment, as we're looking to the future and how we're going to do this, that's how I'll measure if we were successful or not. Maintaining isn't sufficient. We have to strengthen and make the lives of our citizens better. We cannot fall into the trap of allowing bust or boom, crisis or ease, or the latest challenge to define who we are. We must embrace the circumstances as they are, adapt, and find the opportunities. And I'm glad to report there are many if we are brave enough to accept them. There is a lot to celebrate with the work being done by your city staff and council. Our current revenue picture is strong. Sales and use taxes are up, and we are ahead of our budget projection. We are working with a grant consultant to secure funds to improve our gateways and city streets. We are developing relationships with new commodity extraction companies. We continue to partner with our state legislators to advocate for our city and county. We are working with our county partners as well as our community partners to build a collaborative system where we can maximize the efficient use of tax dollars to deliver high-quality services in the most cost-effective manner, including a hard look at our scope of service. Looking to our challenges, we are facing an aging infrastructure. Over the years, with our revenue fluctuations, past mayors and councils have rightly opted to prioritize employees over maintenance when those funds were tight. We are reaching a place where that deferment is no longer feasible. I need a glass of water. Oh, yeah. That's not all. The increased sales tax rides piggybacked on increased costs, not only for government, but for our local businesses and residents as well. The increased revenues we have been receiving are not revenues we can count on continuing. We must create a plan to address those long-term costs while taking care of our employees and providing exemplary service to our citizens. I wish the answer to our challenges was as simple as electing a mayor who will get things done or having a council that will make hard choices. These issues are extremely complex and will require all of us to work together towards common goals. There will be people who won't agree with those goals. There will be people who will not take the time to learn about why those goals were selected. Timidity in the face of challenge will always lead to failure. We need every leader in our city, our county, and our state to be a partner in facing these challenges and taking decisive steps to ensure we set the standard for 21st century economic and community development. I know we can come together to make the hard choices that will strengthen our city and our community. We must not allow the complexity of our economic environment to dishearten us or turn us away from the innovation that we are so very capable of achieving. For my first year in the office of mayor, I have two goals. The first is to grow our partnerships and collaboration with our governmental partners at the state, our county, the city of Green River, and the 17 additional towns and communities that make up our county. With our agency partners like the Sweetwater Economic Development Coalition, Sweetwater Events Complex, the Urban Renewal Association, Sweetwater Tourism, and others. With our community partners like the Sweetwater County School District No. 1, Western Wyoming Community College, and shout out to you guys for that wrestling championship, that was awesome. Memorial Hospital of Sweetwater County, and Aspen Medical Center. Also with our business and industry partners, both large and small. Most importantly, though, we will grow our partnership and our collaboration with our citizens. We will institute a tool to go beyond communication to conversation with the citizens of our city, a tool that will communicate our priorities, that will receive feedback from the citizens, and will report progress on specific goals set by my office and our council. On February 11th, the City Council held a retreat to discuss how we can move our city forward. I wish you could have all been in that room with me. Our council is committed to growth and to serving you, their constituents. They are passionate about our city and in their service to you. They are equally committed to working together with my office and our partners to ensure when our test is graded, we will have done everything within our power to strengthen our city and improve the lives of our residents. We are our best selves and our best version of community when we support each other, help each other grow, and move towards a common goal. All of us have supported and have been supported in turn. Would y'all take 5 seconds for me and just think about how this community has supported you? Would you take another 5 to think about what our community means to you? And I will tell you what this community means to me. This community has provided me with a business, with a family, and with friends. And I am deeply committed to ensuring that this remarkable place we call home continues to grow. We hear a lot in Wyoming about the Code of the West, and it's often conflated with the notion of rugged individualism. My family came to Wyoming over 150 years ago. I was weaned on stories of survival in the days when the West was wild. And I can tell you with no reservation, the Code of the West is about coming together to work, to support, and to thrive as neighbors. Just want y'all to know I've got one more sentence, but man, I get dry mouth when I'm doing these things. When I look at Rock Springs, I am confident that that same spirit survives and our city will continue to turn challenges into opportunities. Thank you all for listening, and I'm going to turn this over to Councilman Zotti.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a lot to say. I didn't prepare anything. I was just kind of here for support to add things in to what the mayor had to say. And you know, he did mention that revenue projections are good. We're better positioned than we were a year, 2 years ago. But that doesn't mean we're in great times. We're just really keeping up with inflation and trying to budget for the maintenance in that we've had to cut over the last few years. Your support with the special purpose tax is greatly appreciated, and that goes a long way into getting us to where we need to be, but we have a lot more to do and a long way to go. So I think our pivot is going to be really, I think, more infrastructure maintenance focused. And with that, over the last year, we've implemented or started to implement a new budget process, which is going to be priority budgeting, where we're looking at the needs of every department within the city, setting priorities and budgeting accordingly to help address some of the maintenance issues. Something we haven't necessarily done as a big picture in the past, but it will also give the public the ability to see what we're doing, what our plan is, what our goals are, what we're accomplishing. So it's going to be, in my mind, I picture, and I hopefully it is, a lot more transparent. So when people ask about budgeting and what we're doing, where we're spending the money and how is it going, we'll have that information there, and be a lot more able to answer those questions and hopefully help you better understand what we're doing as a council and a governing body for the city of Rock Springs. Concerning the retreat, we hadn't done one for a number of years, and I always felt that they were very productive. They help in setting goals and getting the council together all on the same page. And I can tell you this retreat we had in February, I think it went really well. We have a very new council. A lot of the councilors are learning what's going on. They're getting pushed into a budget season, which is kind of complicated, and there's a lot to learn there. But I can tell you every member of that council is extremely dedicated into moving forward and understanding the process and to do what's right for Rock Springs. I think we really did come back. I mean, we don't agree on everything, but as a whole, we're all working for the same thing. We all want a better Rock Springs. We all want to make it a place to where our family and kids can grow up and continue to live. So I want to say I think we're in good hands with Max. He brings a new, fresh perspective, fresh look at everything, and a different, I think, management style that's going to be beneficial, and I hope the employees see that as well and understand, the work that they do as city staff is extremely important and very much appreciated by council, and I would hope every resident of Rock Springs as well. So that's kind of all I have. I don't have a whole lot to say.
Turn it over to questions.
Does anybody have any questions?
Even better.
Any? One? Two? No? All right.
I think what we said was so all-encompassing that they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.